All right, good afternoon, everybody. Luis Morales here, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. It is currently 3 p.m. on a nice sunny Monday afternoon here in the Bay Area. It is a great time now, though, to break away from the desk, break away from your workspaces, try and get a little bit of movement in. So before I get started, let's go ahead. I'm gonna have you guys drop any kind of suggestions. If you have something that feels, a little bit extra tight, that could use a little bit of work here today on this Monday after that long weekend, go ahead and drop it in the chat. You can definitely work it into the routine. Doesn't matter what it is. So I'll give you guys a second or so to do that. All right, you guys. So I'm not seeing anything currently. Go ahead and wait a minute more. Today on the menu, definitely got some good, hip pelvis stuff going on to try and break us out of that tightness we get from sitting at our desks. All right, let's go ahead and get it started, guys. What we're going to start with today, we're going to be on the ground in our space, hands and knees position. So that's where we're going to start off, hands and knees on the ground here. And we're going to get into one of my more recent favorites, and that is the frog stretch. So from this hands and knees position with the hands under the shoulders here, what we're going to do is take those knees wider than the hips, let those feet also kind of come out as well. So nice wide stance, the knees, our legs are going to rotate so the inside of our feet, kind of the arches, the big toe are pressed against the ground or flat against the ground. And from here, we can either stay up on our hands or come down to the elbows. But what we're going to do now is just do a little bit of rocking. So I'm going to tighten up that core, make sure the back is flat, push back, rock the hips back just a little bit, as much as you comfortably can, and then we'll rock them forward out of that tension. So try and link up your breathing, try and exhale as we move backwards into that tension. Should be feeling it in that inner hip capsule. Inhale to prepare, exhale as we move the hips back, trying to push maybe a little bit further each time. We don't want to push into anything that's painful or really, really intense on your own personal intensity scale. So take it easy on yourself and just do what you can do. We're just flowing in and out. Frog stretch here, trying to loosen up that inner hip. Breathing as we go, not trying to hold the breath. I know it can be an intense tension at one point or another. Breathe regularly through it. All right, wherever we're at, we'll make this next one the last one. So inhale, prepare. Exhale, sink back into the tension. And then we'll move it back forward. Nicely done, you guys. All right, let's bring those knees slowly up under our hips. Come back to that regular hands and knees position here, quadruped position. From here, we're going to stay in this position and kick one leg out to the side. So from here, I'm going to kick my left leg out to the side. Left foot is going to hang out on the ground entirely. So my heel, big toe, and little toe are going to stay on the ground. From here, we'll keep the back flat like before, keep the core tight, rock back for a nice adductor stretch. Breathe through that tension, then we'll squeeze the glutes to come back forward to put some weight into those hands. All right, let's repeat here, guys. Keeping that foot on the ground the whole time. Breathing as we go. Just trying to loosen up those hips and all the muscles surrounding them here today. All right, wherever we're at, let's make this next one the last one. Rock back into that tension. Keep that foot nice and flat on the ground there. Squeeze those glutes, come back forward. Nicely done, nicely done. All right, let's switch it around to the other side. You guys can just kick your opposite leg out, but I'm going to show you the kickstand side once again. Right foot is going to be planted on the ground this time. Whole foot is on the ground. Once I'm kind of set there, leg nice and straight, we'll rock it back. Keep that back nice and straight. Use that core. Exhale through that tension, and then we'll squeeze those glutes, rock back forward. You guys can start to move at your own pace here. Move through as much tension as you feel comfortable with. It doesn't have to be super intense. It doesn't have to feel like something that's going to tear every time we do a stretch or a certain movement. Take it easy on yourself. Breathe. All right, wherever we're at, last one coming up. Let's sink ourselves back. Feel that stretch, that medium stretch. Squeeze the glutes, come back forward. Well done, you guys. We can pull that leg in, come up to kneeling. All right, you guys. So next up, we're going to be in a half kneeling position. That means one knee on the ground, one leg out in front. And if you know anything about me, you probably know what's coming next. And that is the classic half kneeling hip flexor stretch. Now, I know this kind of seems maybe redundant at times. Maybe like, man, how much of this does this guy do? I do a lot of it and it's still not enough. So let's go ahead. Whatever knee you got on the ground, we'll go ahead and squeeze that same side glute. Tilt the pelvis back, push the hips forward just a hair, maybe find some tension there. From here, we can exaggerate the stretch by reaching that arm up to the ceiling and leaning away from that knee. Feel free to add in as much arm stuff as you want, but we want to focus on that squeezing glute and how we can breathe into the front of the hip here. So as we feel that tension in the front of the hip, try and guide your inhale to that area. Letting the stomach expand a lot, letting that diaphragm come down as we inhale. And then releasing the tension with that exhale. Nice work, you guys. Keep that glute squeeze going. One more big breath. Nicely done. All right. You can bring that arm down, shift the weight back, unsqueeze that glute, and we'll switch it over to the other side. All right, so same deal. We got to find that glute on the backside hip there, squeeze, tuck the pelvis. From here, we can shift, push the pelvis forward just a little bit, find that good tension in the front of the hip there. If you would like, you can add that arm reach to the ceiling, and maybe you're leaning away from that knee that's on the ground to really exaggerate the stretch. But all the while, we're keeping that glute squeezed and we're breathing into the front of that hip. Good. Guide your inhales to that tension. Should really feel the stomach expand, balloon up as we inhale, and then deflate as we exhale. Nicely done, everybody. Let's do one more big breath. Nicely done. Okay. Slowly shift your weight on back. You can relax everything around that pelvis. All right. Take a moment. We're going to stand all the way up. The next thing we're going to address, guys, is that upper back and shoulder area. So we all spend a lot of time at desks. We kind of know what the deal is after a while. We kind of get hunched. Neck starts to kind of move forward a little bit there. So let's undo a little bit of that. And what we're going to do is simply just pull the shoulder blades back, get those muscles to wake up a little bit. So with the feet planted a regular width apart, those arms relaxed down by our sides. What we're going to practice is just trying to pinch those shoulder blades together. So moving them horizontally back towards each other, and then just letting them relax. So holding them for a second or two, and then relaxing. Check in with yourself, guys. Make sure that core is nice and tight, that we're not really arching through the spine in order to pull those shoulder blades back. We just want the shoulder blades moving, sliding on the back of the rib cage as the rest of our body stays static. So don't forget to breathe as we go here. Thinking about trying to crack an egg or a walnut or something kind of small, something that cracks in between those shoulder blades as we pinch here, guys. Doesn't mean they have to be super fast. We do want them to be kind of forceful, just so those muscles really wake up. Breathe as we go. Well done, you guys. Let's do two more here, wherever we're at. 1 and 2. Nicely done. All right. Shake it out a little bit, and then we're going to end with just a few more shoulder movements. What we're going to do now is shrug those shoulders up. So, same deal, have them come up near the ears, and then let gravity just kind of take hold. We're just going to do a few drops here. So, if you want to inhale as those shoulders come up, you can let them drop on that exhale. All right, wherever we're at, we'll do one more. Big inhale, big shrug. Exhale and let those shoulders drop back down towards the ground. Nicely done, everybody. All right, I hope everyone is feeling a little more loose, like we got a little bit more blood flowing than before. Thanks you for being with me during this stretch break. As far as live stuff goes for the rest of the day, we do have 5 p.m. Mobility Monday and Abs and Core with Brittany. So don't miss out on that. We also have a super important special blood drive going on in the month of June, but we would love if you signed up now. Make sure to get your spot and make sure to get in on that inner office Autodesk competition that we all love. All right, you guys, thanks for coming. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Luis. That was great. I liked that frog thing.
Thanks, Helen. Yeah, I know. Really, it's a solid one for the hips.
Okay, thank you. Bye, guys.
You're very welcome. See you guys.